1922. That's the first year Weber State University's debate program began impacting hundreds of students. And today the program is impacting more than ever. In October of 2010, debate director Omar Guevara took 30 debaters to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
It has provided me really good critical thinking skills that I think is going to help me with my educational process between now and the time I graduate.
For the most part, it's a lot of learning. I've learned a lot about things like immigration policy. I've learned a lot about things like nuclear weapons policy, a lot of new philosophies, a lot of new ways of looking at the world.
I've also learned to argue things in multiple ways.
Kind of expanded my horizon as far as thinking. I've been able to critically just look at all aspects of, life and different things and points of view, and it's been really interesting. Yeah.
How does this prepare you for your future career?
I think it's really good because it helps you to learn how to communicate with people a lot better.
Weber State debate pulls in a wide range of students, even the unusual suspects like Courtney, who is a cheerleader.
It also helps you realize that you need to prepare a lot for different things. You can't just rely on the stuff that you already know. You need to prepare and broaden your horizons and learn everything that you can.
Do you think the debate is helping out your students?
I've seen it. The strongest students in any class I've ever taught usually have a background in debate, even if it's just high school debate. So that sort of tells you what happens if they do collegiate debate. The skills are enhanced exponentially.
In the courtroom, a lot of lawyers you will see argue back and forth, in cross-examination or in other speeches, and this really helps prepare me in particular for when I plan on becoming a lawyer.
Many of our alums say they learned how to think, how to be critical thinkers, how to adapt, be flexible, think on their feet from debate.
Some of those alums even go on to head up other debate programs throughout the Midwest.
As someone who debated at Weber State and now coaches at Idaho State, I got to say I look back constantly to my experiences at Weber to help frame the decisions I now make for my team and the advice I give my debaters. Weber State debate was an invaluable place for me to become the intellectual that I am.
I'm teaching at Roland Hall because of my kind of commitment to debate that I learned to appreciate at Weber.
Omar has been directing Weber's debate program since 2003.
Omar, always brings teams that are well coached to tournaments, so you've got to watch out for him as coach.
They would always have something interesting or different to say, and they would always be good at executing their arguments, so you always had to take that into account. And it was every district tournament, every national tournament, pretty much every opportunity that we had to debate, we had to think about what we would say to Weber.
The Wildcats are a ferocious bunch. You don't know what they're going to say. They have a wide diversity of arguments, and that we have to be ready for a lot of different arguments and positions.
One of the first teams that really inspired me was a team from Weber that I watched at Vanderbilt, my very first year of college debate. And I watched them, and they actually inspired me to engage in, a different level of research.
How has Omar directly impacted your life?
Omar is essentially the biggest mentor that I've had in my life. He's as close to a second father as I think I have or could ever come to have. He's directly influenced the way that I think about things, think about the world.
And because Omar is giving the debate experience to students at all levels, other schools are benefiting too.
It's always good news when Weber State's coming to a tournament because we know that there's going to be enough teams for my students to get all the rounds that they need to get, and they don't have to get bumped up into higher divisions because Omar always brings lots of debaters to the tournament.
When we first got started, it was a game that had a lot of private schools in it, and I think I take pride in the fact that over the last few years there's been a growing percentage of competitive teams, of well-supported teams that are from public universities, that are accessing a whole different group of students and showing them what success is like at the highest level. I consider Weber State one of the programs that is part of that model.
What do you think of the viability is of college debate in public universities out west? Do you see it as an important and efficient educational tool for universities?
I do. I think it's a great tool for universities to use. I think that the skills that students learn from policy debate are excellent. Teaches them critical reasoning, teaches them how to, be analytic, teaches them how to think on their feet, and it teaches them how to communicate in public.
I've only had one opportunity to be in Ogden. That was for the NDT in 1988, and I still remember it quite well because we were lucky enough to win that tournament. It's probably one of my favorite NDTs, not just because we won, but because of the quality of the facilities, the hosting, the cordiality of everyone involved. And it's so good to be out here in the West again, because debate's kind of fallen off in the West, and it's good to see that it's making a really strong comeback.